Buddhist temple in Japan, there were many novice monks. The abbot of the temple was an elderly monk. He guided these novice monks with love and care. The old monk was also skilled in face reading. One day, he noticed that one of the novice monks had a dark shadow over his forehead, and he knew a misfortune would soon befall the child and take away his life. So one day, the old monk said to the novice,
"You haven't gone home since arriving here. Why don't you take a month off and go home to see your parents?"
When the novice said goodbye to his master, the old monk was very sad, but did his best to contain his worries. The novice set out on his journey home. As he walked, he enjoyed the sights and sceneries along the way, stopping every now and then to play and have fun. After a short while, he was already hot and sweaty. Seeing a creek not far ahead, he decided to freshen up there. As he was washing, an ant nest fell from a tree and plunged into the creek. Watching the nest drift downstream, the novice knew that if the nest was washed away, all the ants would drown. He quickly rolled up his trousers and sleeves and hurried towards the creek. He walked into the creek and carefully moved closer to the nest. After a few steps, he slipped on a rock and almost fell. Luckily, he got hold of the ant nest with a branch and slowly pushed it to the bank of the creek. Very gently, the novice placed the ant nest on the ground. He then said to the ants, "I'm glad to have saved you all. I almost lost my footing and drowned myself. But now we are all safe and sound." He waved the ants goodbye and continued on his way home. When he got home, his parents were both very surprised. "I'm home!"
Look who is here! Welcome home! Come on in!
Time passed quickly. One day, his father told him,
My son, I think it's time you return to the temple.
So, the novice packed up again, bade his parents farewell, and headed back to the temple. When the novice returned to the temple, the old monk was very surprised to see him back. On a closer look at the novice's face, the old monk saw that the shadow over the novice's forehead had disappeared. All it showed now was vitality, health, and longevity. The old monk asked the novice,
"What did you do after you returned home?"
Let me think. Actually, not much. I just had a good time with my parents for an entire month.
I see. That's very good. Tell me then, did anything happen on your way home?
Well, I enjoyed the scenery along the way. I had much fun and came upon a creek. What else? Oh, I know! I saw an ant nest fall from a tree into the water. and all the ants were struggling hard for their life. So I decided to save them. I almost slipped, but luckily I reached the ant nest and brought it to the bank safely. I told the ants that I was glad to have saved them all, said goodbye, and then I continued my journey home. The old monk patted the novice's head and said to him,
You have done the right thing. Do remember to always cherish and protect all living things. Come on, it's meditation time. Let's go practice.
All life is equal and precious. Always keep a loving heart for all living beings on earth.